Good morning, dear students. Yesterday we have started with the topic subsets. Today we'll see subsets of set of real numbers. We know that the set of real numbers we are denoting by the capital R. Now we know that the first set is the set of natural numbers in which the elements are 1, 2, 3 onwards. This set of natural numbers is also a subset for the set of real numbers. So, set of natural numbers starting with 1, 2, 3 onwards. Then set of integers. In set of integers all positive, negative with 0 number we are taking. So -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 onwards. Okay. This set of integer is also a subset for the set of real numbers. Then the set of rational numbers. Students, set of rational number is a set of x such that x is equals to a by b form, where both the numbers a and b are the integers and the denominator is not equal to 0. So, set Q is a set of rational numbers, set of x such that x equals to a upon b, b is not equal to 0 and a, b both are belongs to set of integers. Understood? Now, one more set is there, set of irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are different than the rational numbers. Means irrational numbers are also subsets of rational number, but set of natural numbers are not the subsets for the irrational numbers. That means we are denoting that set of irrational numbers by capital T. It is a set of x such that x belongs to set of real numbers, but x does not belongs to set of rational numbers. Understood? So we have set of natural numbers, subset of set of integers. Integers are subset for the set of rational numbers, and set of rational numbers are the subsets for the set of real numbers. And one more set we have, it is the set of irrational numbers. It is also a subset of set of rational numbers. And we know that set of natural numbers is not a subset for the set of irrational number. Understood? So the subsets for the set of real numbers are set of natural numbers, set of integers, set of rational numbers and set of irrational number. Okay, now we'll see the intervals for the real number line. Okay, let's start. So we'll start with the intervals as subsets of R. Now student, there are various types of intervals on the real number line. In that, first we'll see closed interval. For before starting these intervals, we have one condition that a is strictly less than b and a, b both are from set of real numbers. Then we'll start with the first, that is the closed interval. Closed interval. See, now the closed interval is a subset of real numbers such that it is the set. We are denoting closed interval by the closed braces, that is closed interval a comma b. It is a set of x. This closed interval is a set of x such that a less equal to x less equal to b. Understood? Means if we draw the real number line, here plus infinity, here minus infinity, if a and b both the points are there, then we will consider a and b also in this interval. So these all points are there in the interval a comma b, closed interval a comma b. Understood? Now for example, suppose we are having interval 1 comma 2. So it is a set of x such that 1 less equal to x less equal to 2. Means this interval will take 1 as well as 2. Understood? Now the second interval, that is the open interval. Second open interval. Open interval we are denoting by open braces a comma b. Students, already we have given the condition a is strictly less than b. Then and then only we can define these all intervals. open interval a comma b, that is equal to set of x such that a strictly less than x strictly less than b. Already we have taken this a and b, both are the real numbers, and this x is also a real number. So it is the set of x such that a strictly less than x strictly less than b. If we draw the real number line, we have minus infinity, this plus infinity, and suppose a and b points are there, so we will not consider these points in the interval. So only the numbers which are strictly greater than a and strictly less than b only we will consider. Okay, so if we consider any interval like open interval 0 comma 1, in this interval it is a set of x such that 0 strictly less than x strictly less than 1. Now students, here we will take 0.00001 but will not consider 0. Here also we will take 0.999 but will not take 1 as its member. Okay, so the next interval is open close interval. Open closed interval, or we can say this interval as a semi open interval. Okay, so student, its name indicates open close interval. That means one side is open and another side is closed. So this is this we are denoting by open interval a comma b, open close interval a comma b. So this open close interval a comma b is a set of x such that a is strictly less than x and less equal to b. Now students, if we draw the real number line, minus infinity, this is a plus infinity, a b, here we will not consider this point a but we will consider the point b in the interval. Means these all points are the members for the open close interval. Understood? Now the next last interval, that is closed open interval. Closed open interval. Now this interval we can say as a semi closed interval. Means only one side is closed. Semi closed interval. Okay, so we have the semi closed interval, we can denote by close a and open b. Okay, so this is a semi closed, means only one side is closed and another side is open, or we can say close open interval. Okay, so this will be set of x such that a less equal to x strictly less than b. Understood? So if we draw the real number line, we have a, we'll consider this a here, and will not consider the point b. Okay, so these all points are the members for this set of intervals. Understood? Minus infinity and this will be plus infinity. Getting? So what we have studied, intervals as the subsets of R. See student, these all intervals we have drawn on the real number line. So obviously these all intervals are the subsets for the set of real numbers. The first we have seen closed interval. In closed interval, we are denoting this closed interval by closed braces a, closed braces a comma b. In this is the set of x such that a less equal to x less equal to b, means both the points will consider in the interval. Okay, here we have drawn the real number line and a, b. With a and b, all the points in between a and b we have considered in this interval. We have taken the example. Okay, next open interval. In open interval, we have open interval a comma b. It is a set of x such that a strictly less than x strictly less than b. The points which we have considered, we have not taken a and b in this interval, only the points in between a and b we have considered. Okay, then we have seen the example for that. Open close interval. Open close interval means one side is open and another side is closed. Then open close interval, it is a set of x such that a strictly less than x, less equal to b. Here we have drawn, we have not considered this a point here, but we can consider this b, because less equal is there, means we will include that point in the interval. The last one, closed open interval, that means one side will be closed and the another side will be open, that is semi-closed interval. In semi-closed interval, it is a set of x such that a less equal to x strictly less than b. Means in this interval we are including the starting point a and we are not considering, we are excluding the end point, that is b. Understood? So in this way we have studied the intervals as subsets of real numbers. Okay. Now we'll start with the universal set. Now what is in the universal set? Universal set is the superset for all the subsets, all the sets given in the context. Now we'll see the definition. A set that contains all sets in a given context is called the universal set. For example, suppose your classroom is your set, means in a school, if all classrooms are the subsets for the school campus, then the school campus is the universal set for you. Understood? Now the examples we'll see. In two-dimensional coordinate geometry, the set of all points in a xy plane are the universal set for the geometrical figures. Means if we'll see in a two-dimensional coordinate geometry, the set of all points in xy plane is the universal set. Getting? Now for the sets containing natural numbers, suppose we consider any set A having elements 1, 2, 3. For the set B, elements are 4, 5, 6, 7. Now both these sets, the numbers, all the numbers are natural numbers. So for these two sets, n is the universal set. Understood? Now only we have studied the intervals on the real number line. Now these all intervals that we have studied as a subsets for the real number line, is all interval, for the all intervals, the real number, set of real numbers is the universal set. Understood? So up till now we have studied sets, representation in roster and tabular form, or we can say roster, tabular, or one more is set builder form. Roster means tabular form, list form you can say, and second one is set builder form. Its examples also we have seen. Then we have studied types of sets. After types of sets, we have started with the topic subsets. In subsets we have seen proper and improper subsets, and after that we have seen the subsets, intervals as a subsets of real numbers, and then we have studied set of that is a universal set. Okay, and the power set already we have discussed, students. Now students, we'll see one example. Let A, B and C be sets if A belongs to B. If A belongs to B and B is a subset of C, is it true that A is also a subset of C? If not, give an example. See student, if one set is a subset of another set, then we are taking some elements from the superset in the subset. Okay, but if a set belongs to any set, then that set will be considered as a member of that set. Okay, means in a curly braces, again braces will be there for the set which is belong to the set. For example, we have A belongs to B and B is a subset of C. Now A belongs to B, set belongs to set. If then we can consider set A as any element we can take in set A. Suppose singleton 2 we have taken in set A. Now we have set A belongs to B, means in set B the one element will be curly bracket 2. We can add another elements 1, 3, 4, suppose we have added. So it is clear that set A belongs to set B. And what we have, B is a subset of C, means this all element with more elements are there in a set C. We can write set C now. Singleton 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose they added 2 extra elements in a set C. Now student, if we have A as a singleton 2, B having singleton 2 and more 3 elements 1, 3, 4, and set C having singleton 2, 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, what is given? Is it A subset of C? You tell me one set subset of another set. When it is there? When some elements we are taking from the superset in the subset. Okay, but here in set A only 2 element is there, but here in set C you can observe 2 element is not there. Here the set having element 2 is there, so it is clear that 2 which is belongs to set A, this 2 doesn't belongs to set B. If and for not to be a subset of any set, one element is sufficient to prove that one element is not there in that set, so we can say that it is not a subset of the another set. So it is clear that A is not a subset of C, because one set is a member of another set and that set is a subset of the third set. Then it is clear that the first set is not a subset of the third set, because first set belongs to the second set. Understood, student? Now we'll see the second condition, that is X is a subset of B, X is not equal to B, and X is not a subset of C. See student, only one condition it is added in the previous one, that is X is not equal to B. In a previous condition we have X as 1, 2, 3. X belongs to this set, because X is not equal to this set. X can take these values. X belongs to 1, 2, 3, set 1, 2, 3, singleton 1, singleton 3, pairs 1, 2, 2, 3, and the last one 1, 3. Set X having these values. But here one more condition we have added, that is X is not equal to B. So we know that set B is having elements 1, 2, 3. So we'll avoid set 1, 2, 3 from this set, so that we can satisfy this given condition. So set X belongs to the set singleton 1, singleton 3, 1, 2, 2, 3 and 1, 3. So set X can take any of these values. Understood? So we have seen both the conditions, and with this condition we found the set X. Okay. Now students will go with the third condition, which is X is a subset of A, X is subset of B, and X is subset of C also. So X will be the member for these all power sets of these all sets. Okay. So we can write, if X is subset of A, B and C, then we have X as a member of power set of A, X as a member of power set of B, and X as a member of power set of C. Okay. Now students, we know that in power set of A, we have the members are empty set itself A. I will write here 1, 2, 3, 4. I will not write A, so that we can take these all members in common. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, singleton 1, singleton 2, singleton 3, singleton 4, then pairs 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, then 2, 3, 2, 4, okay, then 3, 4. Okay, now triplets will take 1, 2, 3, then 2, 3, 4, then 1, 3, 4, and which one is remaining? 1, 2, 4. Yes, 1, 2, 4. Here we will complete this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, correct. Because set A having 4 elements, its power set will have 2 raised to 4. That is 16 elements. Okay. Now the power set of B will contain empty set itself B, that is 1, 2, 3. B is having elements 1, 2, 3. Then singleton 1, singleton 2, singleton 3. Okay. Then pairs 1, 2, 2, 3, and the last one 1, 3. Here we'll complete with the power set of B having elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 2 to the power 3 means 8. Okay. Now for power set of C, set C is having only 2 elements, that is 2 and 4. So its power set will have empty set itself C, that is 2, 4, then singleton 2 and singleton 4. Students, X is a set such that X belongs to the all power sets of the given set A, B, C. Means we'll go from the smallest set. Now empty set is there in all sets, so we'll take X as an empty set. Okay, 2, 4 is there in all power sets. 2, 4 is there only in a power set of A, but it is not there in power set of B. So we will not take this element. Single 2 is there in all sets. Singleton 2, and here to singleton 2. So we will take singleton 2. Any doubt? Because we have to consider this all conditions. Okay. Now the last element, that is 4. Singleton 4. Singleton 4 is not there in power set of B. It is there in power set of A, but not in power set of B. So we will not consider this element. So set X can take the values empty set and only singleton set 2. Understood, student? Here we have seen all these 3 conditions and we have found all the sets X such that X will satisfy the given conditions. Oh, understood?